Now, when the permission was granted, late last year, people began to ring my radio show and said, what politicians allowed the building of apartments? And the answer is none of them. They had nothing to do with it. It was made upstairs, that decision. And one of the first people on the phone to me to say he would add his weight to any campaign against it is our next speaker and local councillor, Peter Horgan.
Thank you, PJ, and thank you for the work that you do on your radio show over many years, highlighting what happens here. Ardvera, Lady Mayoress, fellow councillors, members of the Oireachtas who are here. This is a hard day for anyone, but more so for the people who we've just heard from. And I want to thank everyone who's spoken so far for sharing their story with us, for giving us that privilege. I want to thank Cllr O'Neill Planning, who came to me proactively and free of charge to submit the appeal earlier this year when the decision was given by the local authority to grant permission here. One of the first motions I submitted as a councillor when I was elected, and I only grew up 6 pucks of a ball down that way. And my father grew up 3 pucks of a ball down that way. And the spectre of Bessborough looms over this parish of Blackrock, Ballintemple, Ballinlough and Mahon ever since I was a child. I'm 38 years old. We can no longer just sit idly by and allow building to happen here without taking action. And the action that has happened since that original decision has been heartwarming to me, because it shows actually that Cork people do care and they want to stop the building on what Carmel Cantwell has rightly described on a number of occasions as a site of national conscience. And there will be a decision next week on either the 8th of July or the 9th of July. There will be a decision, I've been told by planners, because if there's not a decision, the developer gets €10,000 from An Commissionoom Planala if they're beyond the 9th of July. So there will be a decision next week. And we will have a choice that if we are successful in our appeal, as planning precedent allows, that there will not be building here in this phase, the next step on that day must be to put into action the motion that was passed by Cork City Council unanimously by all parties for the CPO to take place. And that message needs to go not just to government leaders, but to the permanent government in Dublin as well. The civil service, who, in my experience, have frustrated any involvement of a CPO of this site. And if the decision goes against us and the appeal is shot down, well, as my colleague Senator Laura Harman has said at the gates of the Dáil, there's the option of chaining ourselves to gates, but there's also the option of mass pressure to do the right thing. And it's never too late to do the right thing. And I would appeal to the developer, regardless of the decision made next week, do the right thing. Listen to the people who have said that this site should not be built upon. Allow a CPO to take place. Allow it become a public place of a national conscience, of national reflection. And allow, as Mary said, for activation to happen then in land that is owned by the state, so that we are in control. Because to my dying day, the phraseology in the planning approval that was given in one of the conditions that you had to hire an investigative anthropologist who knew about juvenile skeletal remains will haunt me for the rest of my days, that any planning authority could do that. And I want to reiterate what PJ said. No elected member of Cork City Council approved this. Every elected member of Cork City Council sought for a motion to CPO to begin. And we need to ensure that we work cross-party. This isn't about party political issues. It's about banding together as a community to say, no more. We want this site and everything that went with it, the awful stuff that went with it. It must be preserved for the future. I want to thank the committee for all the work they've done and continue to do, and you'll have my support at every step of the way. Thank you.